Alright, welcome back to SimDog. This is a new Mosquito Lake at with Russian Fishing 4, obviously. And we have a fish on. So I just started fishing this spot. I wanted to test to see if it was going to be a decent place to fish. It has looked like, from reports on VK, it's looked like it shows some potential. I'm not sure what I've hooked in here. We're using night crawlers with large one hooks. Like, I mean, if I had to guess, I would say this is a common carp. Quite frankly, it's just been going and going for a while now, so nothing else really makes sense, right? It's not a catfish. It's too big to be and strong to be a trophy bream, unless they've been reworked in the update. Night crawlers here at Mosquito, you would think, well, you might get Crucian gibble trophies or big ones, but this, of course, is much bigger than that. We're using 7.7 fluorocarbon liters. So only thing I can think is common carp. I think Trophy Tench would have already given up by now, and that would be unusual on night crawlers. Trophy Bream would have already come in by now, on 7.7 especially. I'll say this, if it's a bream, it's a very special bream. So they added, what did they add? Mirror carps to Mosquito now? I wouldn't expect it to be a mirror. I'd expect it to be a common on night crawlers, but we'll see. And then I thought we'd just give this spot a little bit of time. It's like, yeah, it's almost 8 a.m. in game time. Once we either lose this fish or get it in, I'll open up the map just so you can see exactly where I'm casting. I think we're at about a 10-meter clip, just casting right over off our left shoulder here. It feels like it's now weakening to the point where even though it's pulling a little bit, we're going to start being able to just kind of reel it in. Unless it gets some big fights again. Or a second wind. But I think we're going to be good now. I'm going to quit hitting shift and just see if we can pull it straight in. And if this is a common carp, then I would say that might be a downside to this spot. Only in the sense that you don't want too many fights that take this long on a fish that's just not worth that much silver. But if this is a rare thing, getting the common carps versus what we're really hoping that we'll get in this spot, of course, is the Crucians, maybe gibbles, bream. We'll see though. All right, there's our first look at it. Yeah, you know, that is definitely a common carp. It's a pretty good size one for Mosquito, at least old Mosquito. I don't know about new Mosquito. We'll see if this even gets close to US Weekly here at Mosquito. Well, we're not going to be able to see just weekly at Mosquito. Yeah, so never mind. We're not going to be able to tell if this is how big this is for Mosquito at this point or not. Let's just get it in. Oof. So it's 10.3 kilos. I mean, that's definitely the biggest common I think I've caught at Mosquito. Old Mosquito. I never did catch a ton of big ones at Mosquito. Yeah, and it did go over 3 kilo, so it went towards our qualification, which is cool. Yeah, so here we are on the map, and we're really just kind of casting a little bit like towards that red house, actually, at a 10-meter clip. No ground bait, just throwing it out there. Especially at night, I guess we could try putting bream mix on, but we'll see what this is. This is, in fact, a bream. 2.2 kilo. And this is also a bream. Okay, well that's good. That's good news. I mean, now, you know, we're getting out of ideal bream time, but might be good in this spot for evening. I mean, so far we've got 4 fish and they're all nice size, decent money fish, really. So yeah, this is 5387, 10 meter clip. This is what it looks like on the map. We're casting sort of towards that red house, just right of it maybe. And so far it's been pretty interesting, pretty nice. Another bream. Oh no, that's a gibble. Okay, so now we have 7 different fish using a feeder or picker rod. Okay. Wait, we have to catch 75 different fish using a feeder or picker rod, huh? For the maximum. That is a lot of different types of fish, isn't it? We'll release that one. Okay. So we did get a gibble. And unfortunately, I think this spot might be more interesting at night. So, I don't know if I can sit here that long. When I started fishing here, I mean, because I had that common carp on for so long. I think it was about 4 in the morning when I first threw the lines in. Immediately caught that bream, 2.2 kilo bream. And then the next fish was the common carp, which lasted forever. So. But we'll see how slow this is during the day. Let's go check. See if anything we're doing right now might get a cafe order, just for curiosity's sake. Yeah, we could get the bream order. Ooh, 2 rough orders. That is so tempting. Especially if you're low level, that's really good. It's like 76 silver. And cafe wise, we're already at 37 silver. Pretty good. Pretty good for Mosquito. I think this spot might be pretty legit, although it would be a little bit of a struggle if you're low level. You're not going to have the strength of gear to do some of this. I guess you could do a little smaller hook. Try to avoid the common carp and just enjoy bream fishing. This is really good bream so far for Mosquito. Yeah. Just, I really wish we could look at U.S. weeklies for Mosquito. It's going to be really, really annoying not being able to do that with Mosquito being the new lake, you know? Because pretty much nothing you catch here is likely to show up on a weekly list. And since we can't just see this specific list, it's going to be frustrating. Okay, hey, there's another one. Yeah, we're 2 fish away from the 10 different types of fish. There's a lot of different species coming out of this one spot. On one bait, I mean, that's 5 species. And I would think that, I don't know, maybe catfish here are only in the deeper areas, but you could get a random catfish here. That's why I think you don't want to go too much lower. I mean, between the common carp, which we've seen, and potentially big bream, you don't want to go much lower than maybe 5.5. I mean, I'm using 7.7. We're still catching decent bream right here. Huh. It's 11:30 in the morning. Of course, this spot was listed, one of the many spots that now has been put up on the VK site with the new change to Mosquito. And I don't know what's up with the VK site now. It won't let you just as a guest sort of have free reign anymore. It now tries to get you to log in like every click. Every time you click on a picture or whatever, it's like, hey, log in. And you can keep saying not now, but I really don't. I mean, I hate Facebook and I don't really want to have an account, but it's going to make using it a lot more annoying. All right, there's a small common carp. So they are here with some regularity. I've been surprised though. The bite rate's it's not been bad, even so far during the late morning period. We'll see what it's like between now and late afternoon though. You would expect it to slow down a bit. And I don't know, if we put smaller hooks on, maybe we'd be catching like non-marker bream a little more often, but I'm not sure. So far since the update, they have not fixed it where you can see the fish that the people in your chat are catching. I presume that's just a bug and not something that'll persist. I imagine. I mean, that's happened before, so you would expect that to get resolved. Yeah, I think this, reportedly, there's already been trophy bream and trophy crucians caught here. And I think, if we fished here all night, I think there's a good chance of that based on what we're seeing. And again, this is without ground bait. I didn't want to put ground bait on until I got a sense of which types of fish were coming out the most. Getting really hot. Let me see what the temperature is in this room real quick. All right, there's something small. Now it looks like people are posting catching trophy bream on cottage dough. Or is it? Yeah. Sorry, cottage cheese. Yeah. Which it's probably worth trying. Let's see if that picks up a bite a little quicker. I think the idea with cottage cheese would be your bite rate might be a little stronger compared to night crawlers. I don't know if I want to switch more than one though, because I want to really see what night crawlers does here. Still no ground bait on this post, at least. So we are now working on stage 2. We need that trophy and then 2 more types of fish. I feel like what you kind of want to do here is start looking at some of the more challenging aspects and then work on those, because some of these you're just gonna get by fishing. We almost need to switch to a picker rod, don't we? Catch a trophy donut rough? That is really cruel to have that on stage 4, if you ask me. So far, nothing on cottage cheese, by the way. A donut rough is stage 4? That'll be the thing that stops a lot of people. So I need to start thinking about picker rods, because you kind of want to do some of these on picker rods to start meeting those qualifications where you can. I think on my alternate account, I have at least one Boonison picker rod I can send to this account. Let me check that, or get that set up so I can check it. I think it's going to have to update that one. I don't think I've updated that client yet. So let's see, because if I keep doing episodes that aren't leveling episodes, probably what it'll be is kind of focusing on, at least at first, feeder, and then maybe the carp fishing player qualifications. That's cool. It shows up here what your highest ranked thing is, I guess. So how much of this can I do with feeder or picker? Catch 10 types of fish using feeder or picker rod utilizing any dough bait. So we need to catch multiple types of fish with like the cottage cheese or other dough baits. So catch a fish weighing at least 2 kilos using bloodworms and a picker rod. So we need to, again, pick a rod for that. This one can be either. This one can be either. Most of them can be either at this early stages. So we need a 2 kilo eel using a feeder or picker rod. 15,000 experience using a picker rod. You might get that on the eel if you get a really nice one, right? Trophy blue bream. That's stage 5. That's not as hard as the stage 4 one. It's still hard though. Stage 6. 30 kilo fish using a picker rod. So you almost want to get the strongest picker rod available and then just go carp fishing with it. That's interesting. Yeah, so I think if I can send the Boonison picker rod over, and then I'll... Wait, why does this count? Is that the first Crucian I've had? That's funny. I didn't realize that. Okay, that also went towards dough. Okay, cool. So that one went towards dough. All right, let's just put cottage cheese back in. I mean, because we're not catching anything on any of them, so I'm not ready to say cottage cheese is bonkers yet. All right, let's go look at the store. Because like I said, once my other account updates, I think I can send the Boonison rod, and then I just need to buy a strong picker rod that I could possibly catch a really large carp on. So like, how much is this one? 26 kilo load capacity. If you caught it in the right spot, you could do that. Are any of these other ones like... Yeah, so this gets you a little more... It's probably not worth it though. The amount that costs, you probably just can go with this. Holy cow, that's going to be annoying, isn't it? A 30 kilo fish. Is there something besides carp that would be easily 30 kilos that you would want to face with the picker rod? I just don't know. Whoa, I got to watch the friction brake on this one. So this looks like a pretty good bream, right? Oh, it's a common again. Okay, never mind. So a Wingate picker. Is that really what I'm going to do? I guess so. All right. All right, it's only 36% installed on my other client, so I'm just sitting here thinking like normal carp rods that you would use to go for big carp are 39 kilo. So we're gonna have to catch a 30 kilo carp on like, 21 kilo line or something like that, so we don't risk breaking the picker rod. It's gonna be interesting. All right. Well, I'm going to try to at least give you a little bit of nighttime if I can here. All right, so the plan is Boonison picker, big picker, and then I'll use feeder for my third slot. I don't think I'll go 3 pickers. I don't have any skill points in pickers. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, do I want to put at least 1 point in fishing with a picker rod? I mean, imagine trying to control a 30 kilo carp without any points in picker rod. Wow. What fish would even... Let's think about this. Weekly fish. What goes above 30 that you could stand catching with a picker rod? Not sturgeon. Big head carp. Not really. It's not very safe. Black carp. Old berg. That can be safe. I mean, if the right spot came available, black carp or grass carp, that actually might be worth thinking about. You've got the safety of old berg. Not catfish. Common carp is a consideration too at amber, especially when some of the safer places are hot where you could sort of trap it in. But let's be honest, it's not very often you get a 30 kilo common. I mean, it happens, but not very often. Frame sided, maybe if they're on fire, you could go for a 30 kilo frame sided. But yeah, grass carp get up there too. Bear or Oldberg is a consideration. Bear would be more annoying, but wherever they were hot, you could try it. Mirror carp and ghost carp, same thing. At amber. Not sturgeon. There's just no way I would want to do sturgeon. I mean, in some ways it would be the easiest one to hit 30. Maybe you do try something with sturgeon. It's going to be the quickest way to get a fish on your line that's 30 or higher. But if it's too much more than 30, you have, in many spots at Octuba, you have such a low chance of getting it in with that kind of line. Wild carp. The thing with wild carp and big head, though, is that there's so many spots at Octuba that just wouldn't be safe. So yeah, this has been pretty slow during the day, right? But we thought it would be. I mean, once it got past noon, it definitely slowed down. But I don't think that's a mark against this spot. I mean, any bream spot or trophy crucian gibble spot, it's not going to be the same during the late afternoon as it is in the overnight and morning hours. All right, I'm going to try to log into my other account real quick while we're doing this just to see if I do, in fact, still have those Boonison rods. Unfortunately, I think only one of them is sendable. And I'm not even sure why one of them is sendable, because I purchased... I must have gotten one as a trade, or... You know, back in the day we could trade more freely. Something happened with one of them. I don't know. You know, I'm sitting here thinking about all these different carp and trying to hit 30 kilo. And I do think black and grass carp might be the best bet to try to, you know, get that 30. But as much as it's going to just stink in some cases, the easy answer would be Russian sturgeon. And not easy. The fastest way to actually hook into the right fish. Whether or not you can get it in, that's another question. But that might be worth thinking about, though. I was dismissing it. I was dismissing sturgeon offhand, but now that I think about it, it's risky. It's highly risky, but you're not as dependent on the just RNG waiting forever for the right size fish to hook in. As long as you're on an active Russian sturgeon spot and you've got the right baits and PVA, you will eventually hit a 30 plus kilo Russian sturgeon. That looks like a nice pull. Ooh, I have no energy, though. So we want to just try to keep the fish on until our energy builds back a little bit. Nothing aggressive here. It looks like it's just going to come right in. That's good. We don't want to take any chances with it with no energy. And that is a bream. Very nice. We've got enough silver that we can definitely play around with getting one of those Wingate pickers to work on feeder. Alright, So I'm on my alt account. Picker rods, yeah, we've got Boonisons. I'll go ahead and disassemble them and then see which one I can send. So Crucians definitely coming in on the night crawlers as we get into evening time here. I just love the way that Mosquito looks now. It's just so much more interesting, right? I think. Alright, so we've got another fish on night crawlers, and it looks like cottage cheese is about to go off. There's a bream. Yeah, this is like a real deal bream spot, and this is without ground bait. Next, we'd have to test it, like really set up for bream with the ground bait and everything. There's a crucian. I don't think I've had a bream yet on the cottage cheese, which makes me wonder if maybe they caught it on something else and the translation's messing up. I'm pretty sure it's cottage cheese though. All right. I guess one thing I could do is... Wait, is this Russian? Yeah, it's got to be Russian. All right, Russian, apply, okay. Look at this one. Yeah, that is definitely cottage cheese that he caught that with. Okay, so we'll give it a little bit more time. Yeah, I still need to get dialed in on this spot, but I would say early impression is that this seems like a solid spot. High percentage of markers. Really not wasting your time, just catching decent fish here. Another nice bream. Oh, that was dough bait. I got you. I was like, why would that have counted? All right, so there is that. And that's all I needed from there. So now next next time we catch one on the first or second rod, I think we'll switch out for a picker. So this only goes at 14.9. Yikes. We're going to overload it slightly with the, oh shoot. Hey, hey, guess what? That was a sound there. That was a sound right there. Alright, where's our Boonison picker? I must be just looking right past it. Alright, in that slot. I think I'll change this to the Proton Pro. And then we'll put our 7.7 on. We are using large 1 hooks. We'll go back to the night crawlers. 10 meter clip. Uh-oh. Test. Test is an issue. 45 gram. So what we need to do is like a featherweight. Yep. Alright, we're fine. It's all good. And we might have to cast a little farther on this one. Or a little harder. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, we're still good. It's all good. Alright, so where did that... Look how much shorter it is. The Boonison picker. Alright, so where are we now on qualification? We just need one more type of fish to hit stage 2. Which, you know, all we got to do is put in a different bait, potentially, or fish in a different spot. I'm not sure that fishing with the picker rod is really going to help us right now. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. But I just want to kind of get in the habit of we probably ought to. I guess we could put bloodworms on, see if something bigger. I don't know. Would a weird like 2 kilo bream ever go on bloodworms here? I don't know. I really just don't know. So there's a trophy crucian on night crawlers. We're so far from hitting another level. And so, I mean, we only have 1 point to put into picker if we even want to do that. Maybe morning was the best time for this spot. Like sun first come up, like 4 to 8 a.m. kind of thing. What type of, let's see. We're using a loop rig, okay. I bet I have inline on these two, yeah. Not that it necessarily would matter a whole lot, but now we've got less control of the fish on this stinking picker rod. So even like normal bream may feel a little more out of control. Let's see, what did somebody just say about, I've updated to the newest version and I don't have any notification of progress towards the new qualification system? Huh. Robert, do you mean after you catch fish, you're not getting progress towards the new qualification system? I mean, yeah, if you're using standalone, the game's not going to let you play if you're not updated on the newest patch or whatever. For what it's worth, Nightcrawlers has been way better for me than cottage cheese. This cottage cheese has actually been pretty slow. Now we can try to get a little tricky here. Does this have the spicy? No. I think I want to just go regular bream mix. Throw in a little bream ground bait, see if that does anything. Pretty big crucian. I mean, it's about as good as I've ever seen mosquito bream. Especially if people are catching trophies here. I mean, trophy bream don't come very often at Mosquito. It's not near as often as Oldberg or Volkov can be. All right. This picker rod's doing some work, though. Is that a tench? Rank 2 feeder. So that got us to 10 different types of fish. That's awesome. All right, just real quick. What's the largest size hook we can use for bloodworms? 6? Let's just experiment real quick to see what we catch, if anything, in this spot off of bloodworm. So we are now a rank 2 feeder master. That's a mouthful. A 2 rank feeder master. What is bloodworm going to catch in this spot that could even get up to 2 kilos? There's a crucian again. That's not going to be 2 kilos, is it? Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Is that what you're saying? There's a chance we could get a 2 kilo bream off of bloodworm? That looks like a strong pull. No, it's small. Roach? Yeah, if we start catching a lot of roach, it's definitely not going to happen. What's the largest roach ever caught at Mosquito? 1.997. A lot of those. That might be the maximum weight they can hit, or at least it used to be. Who knows if it's changed now. This is a solid fish. Oh, it's another trophy crucian. Oh, that's the new trophy sound. So it's definitely trophies here. I think I like night crawlers better than the cottage cheese, at least at this hook size. You know, it may be we need to go a little smaller hook size for the cottage cheese. I don't know. Common carp. Bloodworm is a little more versatile than I expected. Bream. A little bigger. Not quite 2 kilos though. 814 grams. Does this have a fish on it? I think maybe just getting a nibble. Cottage cheese has been a waste of time though. Just really has been. It's a nice little gibble. I like this little 10-meter clip. It's just like, just pull them right in. This is not a good spot for volume fishing, at least with this setup. It probably would be if we were using a little smaller hooks and played with the bait some. But to try to target trophies and just like solid marker fish, this is not a bad place at all for some early intel on the new Mosquito. I know as soon as I stop recording, I'm going to catch something on one of these poles, but I do need to wrap this up. Did we get 2.8, 2.6? I can't remember what the order was for bream. Yeah, we're over an hour now. The video is right at an hour. I've been fishing just over an hour in this spot. I think you have to be pretty patient, at least trying to do it here with bloodworm. I don't know where else might be better spots to consider for bloodworm. I don't know. Like if you were patient at amber, would you just eventually hit some like 2 or 3 kilo common carp on bloodworm? Maybe. I don't know. I just always think of the small fish when if I ever am using bloodworm. It's never seemed efficient going for anything big, but just got to do it once. All right, let's see if we can get one more fish in, then I'll close the video out for tonight. Just looks like that middle rod just wants to go off, but there it goes. All right. I'll tell you what, we'll just run and double check the cafe orders. And then we'll look at the lines one more time. What is going on? Just take it. There you go. Okay, we've got a chance here. there's a chance this is 2 kilos. Okay. 2 kilos using bloodworms and a picker rod. So there you go. .6. We only had the one over 2.6. I think if you're patient though, that's doable, or would have been doable. I don't think there's anything else we want to claim as. Hey, 157 silver. Good grief, I'll take that. For Mosquito? Heck yeah. And it was fun too. Fun and decent silver amount. Okay. Let's see what this is real quick. A little bream. Alright, as always, thanks for watching. Let me know how you're enjoying New Mosquito and if you're working on any of the qualifications. I don't know, pretty fun. I'm really impressed with New Mosquito though. So far it's good. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next time.